Hey, how you doing? Austin here. I want to talk about the Shiba Inu game that is coming, and I want to dig into that for you guys to give you some perspective of that game as it fits in the overall ecosystem and talk about the true value of it, and also, of course, talk about Shiboshis and how they fit in the ecosystem, in the game, and everything that I see and how it's playing out. So that's of interest to you, then stick around. That's what we're going to talk about in this video. As always, this video is for entertainment purposes only. Let's do this. Okay, so yesterday we got this update from Satoshi. I covered it in depth. I'll link to that video at the end of this video if you want to see me go over this entire document. But in this specific video, I'm going to be talking specifically to you about Shiboshis, which is the NFT collection that dropped last week, sold out in 35 minutes, crazy, 10,000 of them, and how those Shiboshi NFTs are going to fit into the new upcoming Shiba Inu game and what we know about that game, and then wrap all that in to the ecosystem and how I see all of it going to play out and what it ultimately means to the Shiba Inu token price prediction, price point, things like that. All right, here we go. So Shiboshis, the NFT collection dropped, was a crazy success. There was some issues related to gas fees and being able to acquire one. There's people who paid gas fees who weren't able to get them. It was on one hand a screaming success, but on the other hand, there was some failure around it. And I'm not specifically laying blame at anyone's feet. There was people who definitely paid gas fees and couldn't get them. And I think obviously there was such a tremendous amount of overwhelming people that wanted them. I think that the system was overloaded and just simply could not keep up. Okay, now the interesting thing that come out of that though was this first part right here that's highlighted. So when the people were rushing to get the Shiboshi NFTs, by the way, the Shiboshi NFTs fit into the game, so bear with me, I'm getting there, okay, that it showed without equivocation, there you go, the need for their own blockchain, for Shiba Inu's blockchain platform called, if you didn't know it, it's called Shibarium. So Shiba Inu is coming out with their own blockchain, and one of the main driving forces of that is fundamentally the gas fees associated with being on the Ethereum network. Okay, so very interesting there that we see kind of the first light, if you will, into the Shibarium blockchain and the first real world application for kind of, hey, this is a reason we need it, okay? And so that's really interesting thing that I want you to kind of go, okay, that's an interesting, good point. All right. So specifically the Shiboshis launched, and they said that there would be characteristics in each Shiboshi that would have implications into the game. For example, let's say that your Shiboshi has red laser eyes. Then in the game, your Shiboshi NFT, when you took that NFT and over and wanted to play the game, that you would be able to have laser eyes in the game. Okay, so there's some cool stuff that's developing around the Shiboshi NFTs and the game. They're interchangeable. They're connected, if you will. Okay, so as far as the game though, so this is talking about the updates around Shibarium and how they've tasked Call now to be in charge of Shibarium. He's one of their obviously lead developers, etc. So he's focusing on the Shibarium platform. We've already talked about why that's important. So the rest of the development team are now working with the AAA studio to get the Shiboshi game into development. Updates to Shiba Swap and our biggest top secret project already underway. We're talking about the game. So specifically kind of diving into this AAA studio scenario. A AAA studio and by the way, Saitama is doing something similar, working with a AAA studio. What I really like about what, for example, Saitama and Shiba Inu are doing in the context of working with these real high-end game development studios is they're going to deliver a very high-end quality game, a quality user experience for the people who play the game. Why should you care? What does that matter? Because the more that you can get somebody to really buy into that user experience and want to play that game constantly, I guarantee you there's going to be some way that they're going to tie the Shiba Inu token into the game that's going to be used for maybe currency in the game or something like that. Maybe it's a play to earn model, similar to what Axie has. Obviously, Axie is $1 billion+ in revenue. That's the number one play to earn game out there. But But that gives you some perspective how big this NFT gaming world can be. Axie Infinity, $1 billion is how big that, plus more than that now, is as far as revenue this year, things of that nature. So the fact that the dev team is spending the money and the time and the energy and the effort to work with a very high-end quality studio, a AAA game studio, to develop a game that's going to have a positive user experience, to me is a really good thing, because it ultimately drives back to the price point of the Shiba Inu token, which will be a part of that experience, and ultimately most likely will probably be some type of a currency or something having to do within that game. Now we don't know, we don't have any true clarification what that is, but again, these are things that we can surmise and kind of look at. Okay, so he says he's very excited to get their Shiboshi game started. This is the game I've been talking about. If you don't have a Shiboshi, don't worry. There will be other ways to get game pieces in the future. So these Shiboshi NFTs are going to obviously be game pieces. We already knew that, but he's giving us further insight into that. For those buying and trading Shiboshi, stay tuned as well. And he gets into, further on, he gets into, all of the like OpenSea and the secondary markets for the Shiboshis. We'll cover that in another video. But it's pretty cool how they're confirming all the game mechanics for the AAA studio. The game will release how the properties of your Shiboshi interact with their base level to make your Shiboshi uniquely powerful in the game. You can expect another Shiboshi specific update by next week or earlier. So when that comes out, when that drops, obviously I'll bring you that news. So I'm going to wrap this up here. I love what they're doing with the Shiba Inu game and how they're interacting it with the Shiboshis. But more importantly, it is yet a final point that I want to stress. It is part of the ecosystem. They are developing and delivering on their promises to us as Shiba Inu token holders, which is a good thing. All right, as always, I'll see you later. Take it easy. Bye.